Smith, I'm back with another one. Life at the prison, man. My first real job, man. Life at the prison, my first real job. This for everybody who having a tough time bouncing back after a long period of prison time. I did a total of 7. First I did 3, then I did 4. Um, and adapting, adapting to society after a long period of time is tough. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't talk about that. It's tough. You feel me? Because when you isolated from the world for a long period of time, you become accustomed to the environment that you're in. So when you entering back into society, everything just seems super fast. Everything seems super fast. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like, but it's a lot of programs if you on that type of timing that they got while you in there if you look for them, before you come home though. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough, man. Coming back into the real world when you isolated and you gone for so long, man. It's tough. What's up with it? Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. It's for everybody who coming home from the joint, trying to find a way, don't know what to do, don't got a plan, and it's tough. You feel me? Let me be your motivation, cause I came home and I hit the ground running. I had a plan though. You feel me? I love you too, Auntie. I love you too. You already know I love you too. I hit the ground running, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was tough though, man. It was tough. You know, it's it just depends on what type of time that you own. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of time that you own. A lot of people, like I ain't gonna lie. I came home my first number and I crashed out. I ain't learned nothing. You feel me? I had fun my first bit. I had fun. I ain't gonna even lie. Sound crazy? Thank you. I appreciate that, Auntie. You extremely proud of me. I appreciate that. I love you so much. Dearly, truly, genuinely. I appreciate you. Y'all hit that like button, dog. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. You know, I'm here, Auntie, to be motivation for people to use, for me to use my pain, what I've been through, what I grew through, to motivate people to keep going. Mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? Uh, your spiritual health is real. You feel me? And you know, we always search for monetary gain, but we forget about our mental. We forget about our spirit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's tough. You feel me? I done had my ups, my downs, and still having ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to to be used. My flesh be wanting one thing, but my soul always forced me to do something else. You know what I'm saying? That's God. You feel me? Like it be out of my control. You feel me? You know. But I'm here to be used. You know, tell my pain, my real life experiences, how I overcame them, and for other people to be motivation. You feel me? And I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I don't, um, I don't post. Yes, working on my mental every day, stay strong. Yeah, you already know, Auntie, for sure. Ain't no other way. Only the strong survive. You feel me? Only the strong survive. And we could crash out in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. You can crash out in different ways and give up in different ways. You feel me? But that's the key to not give up. You feel me? That's the key to not give up. But I came home in 2017, October 8th, 2017. And I stayed with my mama for 90 days from October, November, December, January to like January, February. I got 2 jobs. One was with a temp agency, part time at a warehouse, and another one was a full time job at another warehouse. But I only worked 2 jobs for like 6 months. So I came home at 28. Came home at 28 years old, and I had just did a four years straight. Mind you, I had just did 3 years before that. I was only home 11 months before I went right back to just do that 4 years I just came home from. So my mind was totally different. I came home on some grown man shit. I told myself I can't make the same mistake I did last time. I was kind of traumatized. You feel me? I'm still kind of traumatized from that. You know what I mean? From doing 3 years and then going right back and having to do 4. That's traumatizing. And having a newborn baby at the same time. Gotta leave your daughter. You know what I mean? Then having deaths. You feel me? Um, why you incarcerated after while you incarcerated, after you incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? Got to deal with that also. You feel me? It's a lot. You feel me? So, but came home, hit the ground running, had 2 jobs, came foreign. Boom. Came OA foreign. My cousin, rest in peace, Shanita, she actually had an Audi too. She was so happy when I bought my Audi. She was happy, cuz you got the Audi. Came Audi. So people who say you can't find a job when you come home from the joint, you can find a job. There's a lot of jobs out here. It is 2025. It's a bunch of apps you can use and a bunch of jobs. Trust me. You feel me? Everything is a mind frame. It's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Anything you put your mind to, you can do. You feel me? Anything you put your mind to. If you say you ain't gonna be able to do it, you ain't gonna be able to do it. If you procrastinate, you ain't gonna never be able to get it done. Anything you put your mind to, you could do it. Everything is energy. Money ain't even real. It's all about your energy. All you gotta do is think about it and put some energy behind it. And you don't even like the energy. Don't mean you gotta be physically having to move. You know what I'm saying? Money is just paper. You print paper out. Really, literally, it's nothing but paper. You feel me? On the physical aspect, money is really currency. It's energy. It's a frequency. What do you frequently do? What type of frequency are you on? What do you frequently do every day? What do you frequently think about the most? What do you frequently think about? You know what I'm saying? What you frequently own? You feel me? That's what it is. Your frequency. And I really still gotta really learn it because I like to be hands on. I like to be physical. You feel me? Especially me being a man. Most men we like to be physical. So you know, a lot of females could manifest without even having to do nothing. You feel me? So, and I'm just not really learning how to manifest without even having to move a finger. You feel me? That's real manifestation. You know, but came home, 2 jobs, license, birth certificate, apartment, car. Then I started selling cars. You feel me? And just was just on the road, man. You know, I didn't go back to the neighborhood I was, you know, at. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hang with the same people I was hanging with. I was just because the prison I was at was mental. It was mental warfare. You feel me? It was a lot of mental war. It wasn't physical like how the first joint I was at when I did the 3 years. Where I did the 3 years the first time, it was physical. We was, you know, I was 21, 20, you know what I'm saying? 19, 20, 21, 22, you feel me? It was fun, you know what I'm saying? We was, you know, doing all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Extortion, robbery, whatever. You feel me? But then when I went back to the joint at 24 years old, came home at 23, I mean, back at 24, man, I was just so mentally mature, and I just had to learn from the people who I was around because I was in a joint where it had the level two. I was in a level two where it had the most lifers, meaning that they had life. So they had to get their level drop to get to the level two. So that means that they was level fours and threes when they first went to prison because they went to prison for murder. Where I was at, you gotta get your status, your level drop. They got their level drop to where I was at. So being in a prison where people got their level drop, and I was around the prison that had the most lifers was crazy. It was just a different type of energy, a different type of vibe. Everything was more mental than anything. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's up, Auntie? I'm getting all the love tonight, man. I appreciate everybody coming on here showing all the support and the love, man. On everything. Thank you. So, um, boom. So it was more mental than anything, man. I was around all lifers, you feel me? And it was, mental war. So I came home sharp. I came home on some spiritual. I was real spiritual. I just grew up in there, you know what I'm saying? I studied so many different religions. I stayed in the books, you know what I'm saying? Everything was just mental and spiritual with me when it came to that prison. Came home sharp. So it was kind of hard for people to really take me when I came home because people still see me in the same light that where I was at, like D on bullshit or D just in the streets, D trying to finesse or D trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. But I was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I was always one foot in, one foot out. But it was always trying to get some money. It was always on some hustling shit. You feel me? Versus not, I'm just trying, I know how to use my mind. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I know that shit really don't matter, really for real. Shit don't really matter. We can't die with none of this shit anyway, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you feel me? So, came home, boom, spent, had a time with my daughter in the process, you feel me? My daughter was doing gymnastics, you know what I'm saying? She was doing soccer at the time, going to practices, going to, you know what I'm saying? So you come home from a joint, you come home from prison, you could turn up, man. You could really turn up if you want to, man. You feel me? I came home, turned up. This October, it'll be 8 years since I've been home from prison. It'll be 8 years, you feel me? And I would work at McDonald's. I would work at Dollar General. I would scrub shoes. I would do white collar crime before I go back to prison. Especially for some crazy shit. For some violent shit. I ain't gonna lie. But I work a job before I go back to prison, man. Is what I'm basically trying to say. You feel me? For me to really have to, like, to do some crazy shit or crime. Somebody who have to really do some crazy shit and really have to fuck them up type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I'm just motivated, man, I'm at a point now in my life where I'm here to be used, you feel me? To spread my pain, my past pains and traumas that I overcame, and to show people that you can overcome that shit. You can overcome your depressions. I had a lot of people that killed themselves and took their life. In my family, it's in our bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So mental health is heavy in our, in our bloodline. You know, friends also, commit suicide. And, just some thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Feeling lonely, feeling like you don't got nobody, and it's only you. And, you know what I mean? You got to be a strong type of person to keep going. You feel me? To really keep growing. You feel me? To keep growing. That's why you got millionaires and billionaires who kill themselves, man. You got millionaires and billionaires who kill themselves because they can't take the spirituality that come with it. They can't take the mental warfare that come with it. They got the blessings, the physical part, but they can't take the mental and spiritual war that come with it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I always was a late bloomer, meaning I sacrificed my youthful years because I was incarcerated 70% of the time. I spent 7 out of my 10 years of my 20s incarcerated. So 70% of the time I was gone. But my teenage years was like my 20s. So that's how I was. I was kind of, I was like I grew up fast. You feel me? So when you grow up fast and thugging, you sacrifice later in life. You take longer to to be successful because you was on bullshit and you gotta pay for your repercussions later in life for what you do. You feel me? And I'm testimony, a known testimony. When you pay your faults, you pay your dues, and do everything the right way, what you put into the world is gonna come right back to you, man. I promise you. What you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. It don't always gotta be kumbaya. You feel me? You could be on all ass, small ass. But what you put out in that world is what you gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? And I've been free for 8 years, man. And for me, it's a big thing because I always felt, I was always either on parole, probation, incarcerated in the county, just always battling some type of authority. You know what I mean? So to be free for a long period of time, man, is I cherish it a whole lot. It's a lot of people right now that's locked up, you know, and just wish they can do small stuff like just walk to the store. You know what I mean? Like just opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They sit in the county looking out that window on the weekend, watching people go to the club or wherever they're going downtown and just taking care of business. And like our stresses out here in the real world, we take for granted for people who were incarcerated. You know what I mean? It humbled me a whole lot being incarcerated. You don't take it to be bitter. You don't take that time, and it saved you. It saved my life. You know what I mean? For me to not be on the streets because, when you get locked up and then you go back into the real world, and especially if you young and you really on that type of timing, you get more bolder. You feel like, I can get away with more stuff. You know what I mean? So the type of time that I was on, what I'm trying to say is, I felt like God saved me by giving me that time back to back. Like, here, man, you still young. Come home, boom, boom, boom. I could have been on the run for longer, which I wanted to be on the run for longer. You feel me? But I'm like, man, let me just turn myself in, man. Come home at such and such time, get some time credit. Because I did time before. I wasn't trying to play games with me. You feel me? Get that shit over with. Aggravated robbery, drop to a robbery, kidnapping. You feel me? So I'm like, man. But it took me off the streets. It preserved my health. It preserved, the people, what I'm saying, who I did shit to, what I'm saying? Time went by, people don't care. You feel me? Like, it just saved me, you know what I'm saying? Like, being in prison saved me. God had I look at it like God had his hand on me. Like, man, chill, nigga, I got you, man. Just chill, man. You gotta sit your ass down, chill for a minute. You know what I mean? That's how, I sat down, you feel me? It humbled me a whole lot. So now and I'm still learning patience. Don't get me wrong. There's so many levels to patience. It's crazy. So I'm still learning patience. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I still get anxious. I still get moody. I still get cranky. I still talk shit in traffic. You feel me? But for the most part, I don't act upon my feelings no more. You know what I mean? I think before I do stuff. You know what I mean? I'm a late bloomer. As long as you get it, As long, no matter how long it take for you to get it, as long as you get it, and some people get it sooner, some people get it later. You know what I mean? You know, it's destiny. You know, it's destiny. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about, man. Um, Staying motivated, focusing on what's most important. Focus on what's most important. You get what I'm saying? Because we find time for what's most important to us. We find time for what's most important to us. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I had to do. You know, uh, instead of just living on the edge and living like every day was my last. You feel me? That's how I was living. Like every day was my last. You feel me? Like I just didn't care. You feel me? Living on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, not taking life for granted. You know, when you losing people while you're incarcerated, losing people when you just come home. You know, you don't want to live with regret. Live in regret. That's how you rot from the inside out. Living in regret. You know what I mean? You don't never want to do that. It's a fucked up feeling. You know what I mean? Because the wins, once you get to the wins, it don't hit the same no more. Because you done lost so many people during the war, during the battle. It's kind of like survivor's guilt. Like, damn, everybody gone. You feel me? Everybody, betrayed me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this shit alone. You feel me? Like, when you really look around and it's like, damn, like, like, when you do get to successes, it's like it don't hit the same. You feel me? But, you know, and that's when, a lot of post traumatic deaths and, how you grieve, it may not hit you until you start winning. And you like, damn, such and such not here to see this shit. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it hit, everybody grieve different. You know what I mean? Everybody grieve different. That's why, when it comes to death and, I look at death different. Everybody look at death different. So, I don't judge, when it comes to death. Um, but yeah, man. I'm here to be used. I'm here to be used to, for motivation, man. You know, keep growing, man, because we don't go through nothing, man. You know, keep growing, keep going. You feel me? No matter what, it get tough, man, but God don't make mistakes, man. You feel me? God don't make mistakes, man. If they did it to Moses, if they did it to Jesus, if they did it to Buddha, they gonna do it to you. Especially if you conscious, Christ consciousness. You feel me? And if you live like Jesus, if you live like Moses, you feel me? You gonna go through the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's the same stuff. If you as pure as this wicked world, if you as pure and genuine to this wicked world, you're going to grow through the most shit. You know what I mean? All the prophets went through the most stuff. Tupac, my, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King before he sold out. I share your live to my Facebook so someone can get some words maybe stay out of prison. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Because it's a lot of people crashing out right now. People killing their wives and killing their husbands and young, women setting up dudes. And so it's a lot of stuff going on in the summertime right now. This is when the death rate rise, the crime rate rise. Everybody be on the run or catching cases. You feel me? Summertime, the crime rate. Stay away from crowds. I I like to, I'm Black James Bond on Instagram for a reason because I like to move. Prison taught me a lot. Yeah, prison taught me how to, how to move, man. I move different, man. I don't take no, you know what I'm saying? I love people's patience with me who genuinely love me for me because and just be patient with me on how they love me and spiritually love me and just spiritually close to me. You feel me? Because you don't got to be with a person every day. You feel me? You could feel far away from a person and be around them every day and feel closer to a person and be far away from them. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say I appreciate people who genuinely get it when it comes to real spirituality, love. You get what I'm saying? Fuck what it looks like. You get what I'm saying? It's about how a motherfucker make you feel. You know what I mean? Your spirit gonna let you know, how the relationship is, no matter what. If a person can't, if you gotta prove this or prove that, or you know what I mean, that's a lot of people don't be spiritually mature. You know what I mean? It be beyond them. It be beyond the physical. It's their spirit doing it, and they don't even know why they doing it. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you gotta really, that's how I look at it. I look at a lot of relationships like that. When you really tap in and you know what's going on, growing on, you see things. Uh, you see things behind the veil, meaning you see shit for what it really is and fuck what it look like. You get what I'm saying? And your spirit gonna let you know when. You know what I'm saying? You gonna feel it. That bubble gut feeling, that spiritual sensation, that Shakti. You feel me? Um, but yeah, man. You know, no matter how, you go probably want to crash out. Crash the fuck. Don't crash, man. You want to live. You don't want to be waking up because you're not gonna feel how you feel tomorrow, how you feel today, like right now. You gonna feel different. You wake up in the county and be pissed. Especially if you was on drugs, you could be like, damn, man, I gotta spend the rest of my life in here off of one night. I gotta spend such and such amount of years for one night. Especially if you was off the drugs. You get what I'm saying? But don't nothing happen for a reason, If it do happen, it happen. I'm just saying, you know, I'm here, you know what I'm saying, to speak on my past traumas, past pain, present traumas, and we gonna work through it, man. Each one teach one, man. All I want to do is one person can get it. You know what I'm saying? I touch one person, that's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? I am my brother's keeper. You feel me? You know, I'm here to speak the real. That's just what I'm here for. I'm here to speak the real deal, Holyfield. But I'm on here for all type of content, though. You feel me? As you can see, I do all type of content, man. I got a lot of stuff coming up. We got the podcast coming up. I'm gonna do more car content, um, reaction movie videos, reaction TV series reviews. I got a lot of stuff coming up for y'all. Um, Never giving up. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube, you feel me? Got to keep my YouTube going. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I got going on, I run a business. I got other stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father. You feel me? So I got a lot of stuff growing, but I can't forget about my YouTube family. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to get monetized. You feel me? So I gotta drop content. I gotta stay consistent. I gotta stay uploading. You feel me? That's why I need y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, share when y'all can. Cause I'm gonna be the type, I already know, I'm the type that I got a cult like following where it's only gonna be a selective few that really fuck with me. You get what I'm saying? And I already know who it is for real, for real. It's called a spiritual family, you know. I'm good for I miss when you were talking to the senators in the streets. Yeah, my street interviews coming back up too. You feel me? I'm gonna do my street interviews, my movie reviews, TV reviews, podcast, everything coming up. Let me know how I can get some of your merchandise. Oh, you already know, Auntie, for sure. I got you. You already know. I got you for sure. But Y'all already know, man. I got my like I said, man, I'm gonna get back out there in summer, so it's back hot. So I'm gonna get back out, here in these streets, do these street interviews, listen to people life stories. You know what I'm saying? I got some. I just bought a mic. I left my mic in the car, but I actually got a mic. Y'all watch my other lives also, my past lives. Go to my live session, look at my other past lives, look at my shorts, and look at my videos. Like those too. Share those too. Um, and I'm gonna be going live every morning. Um, whether it's gonna be workout interviews, workout videos, or it's gonna be something. But I'm going live in the morning before noon or around. So be on the lookout for that. Matter of fact, turn your post notifications on. Your post notifications so y'all know like when I upload, when I go live, and when the videos come. And also y'all can go to my past videos, my old videos, because I had a lot of them private. I put a lot of them private, but I just made all of them public. So all my past content, everything that I spoke on, can go back and watch those. My past interviews, y'all can watch those because I made everything private, but now they public. So go back to my old interviews. My old videos. Watch those. Did you ever have to do time in a hole? Yeah, hell yeah. I had to do time in a hole a few times. Broke a white boy's jaw for he trying to race me to the bathroom and shit. He trying to race me to the shower. We both wait in the shower. Nigga get out the shower and I'm trying to go. He trying to go and he trying to but he get there before me. I'm pissed. I get up. I go to the shower like 2 showers down before him. I'm like, man, I'm beating your ass as soon as we get out of here. So I just hurried up and showered, and I ain't even showered like how I was supposed to. I was just so mad. I'm like, man, this bitch ass white boy. And mind you, my brother Smiley had just got his jaw broke when he ended up having to go to Mansfield because his father doing life. He went to Mansfield to do some shit for his dad. His dad ended up setting him up by some Mansfield niggas. Long story short, my brother get into it with them. They jump him, break his jaw. I get bad news on the phone, so I'm already pissed. So the white boy, he wanna race me to the specific shower that I want. It sounds petty, but it's not petty because for one, it's respect, and for two, certain showers spray out better than other showers, and people know that. You feel me? He got the shower. So I just hurry up, I shower real fast. I'm like, I'm beating your ass when I get up. So I come back to my rack area and I see them. So I hurry up. I put my shoes on. I ain't even put no shirt on. I just put my boots on and shit. And I see him. So I see the white boy come out the shower. So he talking to his bunkie about what happened. He's like, yeah, the motherfucker, he he touches us. He telling him what happened and shit. We arguing about the showers. He telling him what happened. I'm like, and he ain't scared. I'm looking at shit. So I look around. The CO went in there. The CO went in there. I beat the fuck out his ass. And the CO was sitting at the desk. I crashed the fuck out. I just beat his ass. He was just boom, 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 boom. I just beat his ass. So they was like, other inmates was kind of like blocking the door so the CO won't see this shit. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm beating his ass. So he stopped. Long story short, my dude Chris, he got life. My dude Chris, he been locked up since he was 13 years old. He almost 50 something now, so he been down almost 30 some years. Chris worked in the infirmary and he coached the white boy to not get me in trouble. And he was like, just tell him that because he played softball. He did play baseball. Tell him you got hit in the mouth with a baseball because his shit was broke. I could have rolled out, got my status raised from a level 2 to a 3. I'm trying to get out early, y'all. at the time. Even though I didn't get out early, I still was on the right track. I was still getting good days and I was still in programs. So I was on the right track. You feel me? I wasn't trying to ride out to another institution. You feel me? I was like, so free Chris, man. Even, free Chris, man. He been a lot since a kid. He coached white boy. He was telling him, like, man, just tell him this, that, and the third. He told him. So they ain't never come get me. I apologized to him and shit. I'm like, man, I apologize and shit, man. Woo, woo. And he ended up paying me shit. He gave me his state pay. He gave me $18 his state pay and shit because I felt like he still had to pay me because I put it, I put my hands on him and shit. But after he paid me, I apologized and I told him, everything was cool and shit. But so I did. So I didn't go to the hole for that. Actually, I didn't go to the hole for that. To be honest, I was because we were talking about the hole. You asked me to never go to the hole. But it was a few times after I did go to the hole. I had to beat up another white boy because he was paying other dudes that he owed before me. And I'm asleep. I'm laying on my bed. It's hot as fucking summertime and shit too, right? It's like June, July. No, it's like July. It's like July, August. So I'm laying down. So he paying. He got a net bag. He come back from the store and shit, big ass net bag, and he pretty much like he one of the dudes that owe everybody. Man, I hear him paying everybody, and he ain't tapped my rag. He ain't said nothing to me. So in my head, I don't give a fuck if you owe them before me or not. I ain't just trying to hear none of that shit. Nigga, I told him this shit. You feel me? Man, in my head, he was scared of them and not to me. I'm just thinking like that. I'm like, fuck this shit. So I get up and he on the J pad in the day room. The day room is where the CO desk at. It's like six phones, four to six phones. It's a JPay where you check your mail, a little monitor. It's a TV in there where everybody plays, watch TV, and there's some tables. Everybody playing cards and shit. You feel me? It's an area where everybody going. So the CO was actually in the hallway, right? Watching all the inmates come down the hall because people was leaving town. So she was actually monitoring the hallway while people was coming from child in the store and shit. You feel me? So it was a lot going on. She wasn't in a pod. So after he paid everybody, he going to JPay and he texting his grandmother. I'm pissed. I'm like, man, this bitch ass nigga, man. Like, man, what the fuck, man? He owe me, man. He paying them and not me, man. What the fuck? I go in that bitch with no shirt on. You know I'm supposed to go in the day room with no shirt on. I go in that bitch. I looked around and shit. I looked around to make sure the CO went in there. I slapped the fuck. I slapped the fuck out of him. And then there's one nigga named Fat Cat. He from Cleveland. He been down like 40 something years. He gay too. He a black nigga. Everybody know him though. He an old school nigga. He like 60 something years old. He was like, man, I've been down almost 40 years. He like, I ain't never heard nobody get slapped that loud before. Man, I slapped that man. I had my whole handprint was on his face. But I actually didn't go to the hole for that. But the time I did go to the hole was when another white boy, he came back and he wasn't trying to pay me. I just went over there in the area. I beat his ass on camera. COs came in, maced us and shit. My first bit was when I really went to the hole a lot of times. You feel me? Because I was extorting, niggas. You know what I'm saying? I was making them give me their state pay. I was creating stores off of the extortion money that I was getting from the white boys. You feel me? Because the white boys had habits. They was smoking, drinking all the hooch, or gambling. So they'd come and I just get them 2 for 1. You feel me? So a bag of chips for 2 bags of chips. 10 bags of chips for 20 bags of chips. 5 bags of Kool-Aids for 10 bags of Kool-Aids. You feel me? It's a hustle. And if I'm extorting you too, so if I'm extorting you and you coming to me for the store, all the money coming to me. It was to the point where I had to walk them down to the store so they won't get their bags snatched by the little heartless fellas gang banging niggas and shit. You feel me? Because they pretty much, it was a lot of young niggas that was. I was a young nigga too, but you gotta just If you know somebody owe you a lot of money, you gotta walk down there for their protection. You feel me? So niggas won't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? And but that's when I was really active, man. 2020, like, 19, 20, 21, 22, I was active. So that shit was fun. I never joined the gang. The Heartless Felons is the most popular gang in Cleveland. Never joined the gang. That's why they respected me, man, because I did my own shit. Even though, you know, I had to pay for it in the end because I went back to the joint. Because I came home thinking I could do the same shit. Went back to the joint. So everything that you do, I'm not glorifying everything, because everything that I did in the joint, I still had to eventually pay for. Even when I came home, I went right back to the joint. You feel me? Like, you always pay for what you do. I don't care if you think you got away with it or not. You go pay for it in another way, in another form. You feel me? Energy can't be created nor destroyed. You feel me? Only transformed or transmuted. You feel me? But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna talk to y'all in a minute.